Hello and welcome back. Today I spent all day staring into screens. I'm convinced that I've fucked up my eyesight. Tomorrow I will try to stay off my phone. This 20 thing, right? Like you're supposed to every 20 minutes take a break for 20 seconds and look at something at least 20 feet away. I'm having a very hard time with it. And I don't understand. Like I feel like I look at other people and they're on their screens all the time. So I'm like, either I don't perceive how much I'm on a screen or what's happening, because my eyes hurt from staring into a screen all day. So much so to the point that I've decided to start applying for jobs in person. I prefer remote, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe we just gotta look at each other in real life. And that's what I was doing today. I was applying to jobs all fucking day. Hence why I was staring into a screen, because I was trying to apply to as many as possible. I just want to say that job search advice is clearly not done by people, given by people searching for jobs. I'll tell you that much, because if you tell me, oh, you should be applying to 20 to 30 jobs per day, do you know how long that takes? And then you want to tell me, make sure you're a match with the job description, customize your resume to the job description, do some research into the company, research people who work at the company, find the hiring manager, find the recruiter, message several people who work at the company, and still apply to 30 per day? Like, I don't, I don't understand. Like, are you doing this? Have you tried this? And then the fact that they all use the same underlying websites, but you have to create a new account every time, is like, wow. Whose idea was that? Whose idea was that? Or like, fill out the employment information when I just uploaded a resume with my employment information. Where did you go to school? I said that in my resume. What was your last job title? It's in my resume. Tell us more about your experience. It's in my resume. Where do you live? Resume. That's why I made a resume. And then the freaking pay, bro. I saw a role today that was like an assistant manager or something for $30,000. What the fuck, bro? After taxes, that's not covering my bills. And then I saw this video that was like interviewing kids about what adults do that's stupid. And kids were like, I don't understand why adults complain about bills. You decided to buy the stuff that you have bills for. And you know, I almost want to be offended, but they have a point. You know, maybe I could just live in a box. Like, who says I need amenities? Why am I paying for plants? Fuck them, right? Fuck all joy. Just strip your life down to bare essentials. Only the things you need to function to physically survive. But mentally, emotionally, who cares? Spiritually, it doesn't exist. Yeah. $30,000 per year. I'm trying to make $30,000 per month. Per month. And then I saw this article from a woman who used to work at Meta, who got let go, and she's like, oh, I wish people had told me to invest more and all these other things. And then I read the comments. It's on Business Insider. I read the comments and everyone's like, you dumb bitch. Why should people have to tell you to invest? Common sense, basic knowledge. There's a lot of things wrong with that. First of all, investing is not common sense. I really hate the idea of common sense. Common sense is something that can be inferred from just being alive. It requires no knowledge of how anything works. Like, I think common sense, for example, is if you drink too much, you'll get drunk. Like, that's common sense. Because you can see it very clearly. You don't have to have external knowledge about how anything works. It's simple cause and effect. Very common. And you can sense it out. I hate when people call things common sense that actually require, like, logical deduction, which a lot of people don't have, reading experience, and America's very fucking illiterate, or any knowledge of how systems work, aka investing. Investing is not common sense. It might be a common adage where you're told to invest, but that actually means nothing. Invest in what? Invest in real estate? Invest in education? Invest in stocks? Invest in crypto? Invest in what? There's a lot of ways to put a dollar somewhere. There's a lot of ways to invest. So when she says, I wish someone had told me to invest, and then people are like, you dumb bitch, it's common sense. I'm like, it's not. Anyway, I've had a day. I've been applying for jobs for 12 hours. 12 hours, and I only applied to... I'm not kidding when I say 12 hours. I actually tracked it. It's not like I was scrolling on TikTok in between. I quite literally have been applying to jobs for 12 hours, and I only applied to 45. 44, actually. I'm rounding up. So when people say looking for a job is a full-time job, this is not even me doing behavioral story prep, hiring manager outreach, creating custom pitch decks for the places I want to work on, all the shit they be saying on LinkedIn that you should be doing. And I want to apologize because I've also said these things, but I said it in a very different job market. I said it when if you reached out to hiring managers and made custom pitch decks, they were impressed. Now they're just complaining that they have too many DMs. So what exactly am I supposed to be doing? Because, applying for... I hate the fact that every time I go online, everywhere I look is someone telling me that the other thing that I'm doing is wrong or not enough. Oh, you messaged the hiring manager? Did you follow up? No. Oh, you followed up? Did you make a custom pitch deck? No. Oh, you made a custom pitch deck? Well, did you do that for 100 companies? No. Well, clearly you don't want a job bad enough. And I understand, like, part of being an adult is understanding what is outside of your control. But I really wish we talked about the fact that no one... And the crazy thing is conservatives are going to call me some socialist communist dummy, snowflake, whatever the fuck they call people who actually care about human rights. Like, are we ever going to talk about the fact... Like, at scale, are we going to talk about it? I understand individually every time we're like, capitalism. Like, we just throw away that word every time something doesn't work well. But, like, we should really be thinking as a collective about what the fuck does it mean where we live in a society where our options are $30,000 before taxes, or create a custom pitch deck for 100 companies and do free labor at scale while researching and following up with people like a freaking high-ticket closer, just so you can pay your bills. And I'm not even talking about Ferrari bills. I'm talking about rent, because rent alone is more than $30,000 per year. $30,000 per year before taxes is nuts. And that's the problem. The fact that rent alone is that high is a problem. Housing costs have gone up 4x, since the 70s, even after you adjust for inflation. And you know what minimum wage has done? Nothing. So yeah, I might have completely obliterated my eyesight today, staring at this screen for 12 hours, trying to apply to jobs, doing what everyone says I'm supposed to be doing. And the thing that doesn't make sense is that, like, all of this advice collectively doesn't make sense. Because then you get people who are like, oh, well, you should save. Save what money? This job isn't paying enough. It's like, oh, well, you should get a job that pays more. I'm like, okay, I'm looking for a job that pays more. Oh, well, you're pretty entitled because why should you get a high-paying job just because your bills are high? Okay. And then you, like, go through these process. Like, I had a job application today that was like, what are your salary expectations? Don't say negotiable. I'm like, literally, compensation is negotiable. Just tell me what your fucking budget is. And then I had another one that was like, do you plan on having any side gigs? And this is what happens. They don't pay you enough. They don't pay you enough. And then they don't want you to have side gigs. But then when they let you go at the drop of a hat because they don't give a fuck about you, it's your fault you haven't saved money. You should have been working side gigs. You should have gotten a higher paying job. You should have. Why is it always we should have? Is anyone gonna say rent should have not been 4 times what it used to be after you adjust for inflation while minimum wage has not moved? And meanwhile, Congress is complaining about their minimum wage, their 6-figure minimum wage, not being enough to live on. Oh, really? I can't believe that. I can't believe that minimum wage isn't enough to live on. And then you have people on the internet. I don't know these people in real life, but I see these comments all the time from people who are like, well, I had to take a minimum wage job and work my way up. I'm like, when rent was how much? And they're like, oh, well, you should get another job. Literally, jobs are asking me if I have any other jobs. There's a woman I saw who went to jail for having multiple jobs, even though she was performing successfully. So it's not even about your performance anymore. You can do multiple jobs well, and they'll still fire you just because you have multiple jobs. But then, when you don't have any money saved, you should have had multiple jobs. Minimum wage means the minimum wage to live. And if rent has gone up 4, 5, 6 times in some places, then the minimum wage to live, quite literally, the minimum to have a roof over my head has gone up 4, 5, 6 times. And yet that is not represented in a minimum wage. So please tell me how people are getting fired for having multiple jobs or side gigs or their own businesses while performing successfully at work, while jobs are also refusing to disclose the pay, purposely lowballing people and trying to underpay folks as much as possible, but don't want you to work anywhere else, and want you to have brand loyalty while being ready to fire you tomorrow. I feel like I'm insane. Because I'm like, why are we acting like this is standard practice? Also, our government is run by pedophiles. And then I'm the problem. I'm the unprofessional one. I'm non-collaborative. I'm aggressive. What the fuck?